Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game? Featuring Railroad tiles. My name is Christine, and in this video I'll give you an overview of how the game is played, and then share a few things we may like or dislike about the game to help you decide if you want to add Railroad tiles to your collection. This is the game Railroad Tiles, and in this video I'm going to talk about how the game is played. Then I'm going to share a solo mode, a variant, and then go into the things we like and dislike about the game. So in this game, we are trying to build up our little area. We are matching railroads to railroads, roads to roads, and then building up cities. Every time you have a set of 3 of the blue cities, you get 5 points. If you have a fourth one, you still only receive 5 points. So you want to build up more little areas of 3 sets of cities. Also on your turn, you are placing travelers, cars, and trains. The first time you place 1, you get 1 point. But as you build up, if I was to place another one, I would get 1 point for the one I placed and 2, 3, 4 because they are all connected on the same roadway. Now the roads are connected. It can go through the little stations up to here. The trains are only connected through the railroads. However, the travelers can be connected through the stations and can ride on cars and trains. Now, currently this traveler over here, if you follow this line, is not connected to this line. So when I placed this traveler, I only received 1 point. I didn't get the benefit of having 3 other travelers already on the board. So up here is our main area. This is where we place our players in turn order, which I will explain in a moment. This is set up for a 3-person game, well, 2-person game, 2 and 3. If you had a 4th player, you would put 2 tiles here. You put the number of tiles shown above. Then we have the little tokens here, and this tells us what we're going to be placing. So on this turn, we can place a car. Then we have a choice of placing a train or a car. And in our next turn, it's going to be a train. This is sort of the waiting room. This is what's currently in play. And then at the end of the round, we move it along. So in turn order, you pick. So if I was blue, I might want to go here. Then the next player may want to go here. So in our next turn order, orange will go first and blue would go second. So depending where you place your token on the board decides the next round of play order. So if I was blue and I was to take these, I have to place all of these tiles into my area down here. So I could place this tile here. It ends the railroad and starts a roadway. Then I might place this tile. That would be a very short roadway and a rail would begin. I could place this one here because it is empty to empty. That can go there as well as this. You have to match all the sides you are placing. And here I am building up. If I get one more blue, then I can have another city. And then I have this piece that I think I will place down here. The other objective we're trying to do is build up a rectangle because you will score points for your largest rectangle. Now, I just want to point out that the pieces are mirrored. So here, now the train goes to that side, whereas here, the train goes to this side. The pieces are mirrored and you can use either side on your turn. So if the player took this one, then in a 2-player game, there is this token. And you have 2 piles left. You sort of flip the token. It says this one. So these will go away. But then a star is going to be placed here. And it's a little incentive for someone to take it in the next round. And what a star allows you to do is if you can't place a car or a train, you can place you can turn in your star and place a token of your choice. So I'm going to place our cars and trains. So down here, I want to place a car here because as I said earlier, by placing it here, That's going to get me 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And you just take these little tokens for your points throughout the game. So now I have a choice to place a train or a car. So in this pathway, I don't see any more cars, but I have a train here with 2 on the track, so I think I'll do that. I place my train here, and that gets me 1, 2, 3 points. So I'll take a little 3 token and add it to my collection. So then these get pushed aside like this. And this is going to trigger. So we know we have 2 more rounds before the end of the game. This is our round we're about to play. And then once this last piece gets pulled over, that's the end of the game. So as I mentioned, these go back in order. So orange would go first. This stays intact. And then we fill in the other rows. So we put 2. Sometimes I go back and forth, just try and mix it up a bit. So that row has 3, and this row gets 4. And then you're just going to go again. Orange player will pick which row they want first. Do they want the bonus or not? And then blue. And we're going to add it into our play area. So I will finish the last 2 rounds and then come back and just show you a bit more about the scoring. So I completed the game. The game lasts 8 rounds. And now it is time to look. So I've only made 2 cities. It was a missed opportunity with having 6 tiles connected, but sometimes you've got other things you're looking at. So by doing 2 cities, I get 10 points. So then you look at your bigger square rectangle, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I was able to put a piece here, then it could have been 6 by 5, but I was not. So I got 25 for my big city. Let me just get my tokens. But now we have to look at our ends. You're allowed to have 5 areas that are not connected. So let's count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm allowed 5, so that means I have to give back 10 points. I lost 10 points for having my roads open. And then you just add up all your points you got throughout the game. So here I have 50, 53, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 58 points for this game. And that is basically how Railroad Tiles is played. Now, once you've played a couple times, you can add in some objectives. Now, once you have a piece here in the waiting area with a flag, that is when you add an objective into your game. You choose 3 at the beginning of the game to play with. Now, they each have different scoring conditions. Some of them, they're all sort of mentioned there on the cards, but for a full description, you can read it in the manual. It tells you what you need to do. This is just a reminder. So some of them it needs to be connected to 8 of the roadway tiles. Some of them needs to, I know the airport needs to be in line with a city in the zone. So they all have something a little different. The stadium wants 3 people connected to the 8 tiles around it. Stuff like that. And if you can complete the scoring condition, then I think you get an additional 5 points. Yes, 5 prestige points for each objective that you've fulfilled. So it adds a little bit more challenge into the game and a few more points. So they're sort of fun to add in once you've played a couple times and you get the lay of the land. Now there is a solo mode to the game, and when you're playing solo, you have 3 row columns. You have one with 2, 3, and 4 tiles. If you choose the row with 2, you get a star, and that will get you an extra point, or you can change out which token you're placing. If you choose the column with 3, you get an extra point. And if you choose the column with 4, you just get that extra 4th tile to add to your game. And then once you pick your tile, you remove the pieces you didn't use and refill it all for your next turn. And otherwise, you just play like you normally would, building out your little area. Now I just want to talk about a variant that we play with. So if I play solo or with 2 players, what we find is that your player area, you don't really get to build it up that much. Like I put this together with basically having 4 tiles almost every time. So what we like to do is we play a double game. So instead of taking 3 of the objectives, we will take 6 of them. And then we work our way through these, because as you use the tokens, you like move one aside and it goes like this. So then as they come over on this side, I just turn them over. And when we run out of them, when it's sort of like this, and then we're moving on, what I do is I just pick up a new one to start again. And then I know where that this is the last one I have to repeat with. And then I will start putting them aside. So I just work through the tokens 2 times. As I said, we get 6 objectives that we'll place. And it's just, we find it a lot more fun because we get to really build out our city and get a lot of things going on. And it just prolongs the game. And with 1 and 2 players, there's more than enough tiles to basically play a double game. So overall, we've really enjoyed playing Railroad tiles. Now, of course, this game isn't unique. There are many other games out there similar to it, but it's just another game that's enjoyable. And so I really like the art. I like that little watercolor feel to it. Now, with the base game, you only have like the little challenges of the railroads and that. However, there are 8 expansions to this game. And I've only I've played 3 of them, but each one adds something a little fun to it. So there's a lot that you can do to change it up. Now, the one thing that I mentioned that we did find is that it is short. Like we would like to really build up our play area a bit more. And so that is why we added that variant. But if you're playing with 4 people, then there's not enough tiles to do it. Maybe with 3 would be depending. We haven't tried it with 3. But if you're adding in a expansion, you might be able to do it with 3 because you're adding in extra tiles into when you're taking your tiles. The other thing I just want to mention is that in this area, I have the 5 cars. If I was to add a 6th car that connected somewhere, I would still only get 5 points. You don't get more than 5 points for having over 5 of the either travelers, cars, or trains on a line. But if you're looking for a fun little tile laying game, as it plays solo to 1 to 4 players, I've been really enjoying it, and I've played it quite a few times lately. I got it just before Gen Con, so I was playing it a lot before heading out. So let me know if you have played Railroad tiles and what you think of this game.